Hi and welcome. It's Kevin Doherty here with Dream Practice Coaching. Welcome to the third video in our series here on cultivating self-belief. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you watch the first two training videos in this series on marketing and client retention. Today, we're talking about a subject that is definitely an integral part of this formula, but it's not explicitly mentioned in the formula itself, but it still underlies all of your success in business. And it has to do with self-belief. And really what I want you to get from this video is a deep sense of inspiration and personal empowerment that you can indeed create the level of success that you want in your private practice. So I'm going to share some inspiring case studies from my work with clients. I'm going to talk a little bit about my own experience. But first, let's talk about some of the layers of conditioning that we all need to peel away if we're going to be successful business owners. So when we go through school and we kind of get the teachings and messages of various mentors and teachers out there, it's really common to get inundated with these kind of limiting beliefs that can easily undermine our success. So let me ask you, have you been taught any of the following kind of mantras or storylines about what you can expect? You shouldn't expect to make any real money doing this. You can't do what you love and make a great living at it. There's too much competition to succeed. It will take you 3 to 5 years to break even. And we have endless examples of storylines like these that can really deflate us and make us feel like, well, what's the point? Why take all this risk to go into business if it's going to be this difficult, if we're going to be poor, if we're going to struggle financially? What I'm going to share with you in this video will hopefully give you a very clear sense that all of this is a myth, and it's really coming from a place of kind of personal limitation in terms of people how people have gone about their businesses, and a lot of it really just has to do with a deficient marketing skill set. That's why people struggle so much in private practice. Now, I've seen it time and again. If you develop your marketing skills, just as you develop your clinical skills, you can achieve whatever level of success and prosperity you desire. That's really the way it's meant to be in business. You're not meant to struggle. You're not meant to have this roller coaster ride where every week it's just totally up and down and groundless. You're meant to really enjoy what you do and help as many people as possible and to be free in your work. So that's what I want to help you to do. So your clients feel how you feel, and I want you to really take that in for a moment. Whatever you're putting out, whatever you're emanating, whatever beliefs you're latched onto about your value, your potential, on an energetic or unconscious level, your clients feel that. If you feel negative about money, they're going to feel that. If you're clinging to fear and self-doubt, they're going to feel that. And if you hate self-promotion, they will feel that as well. All of this creates a self-perpetuating, repelling energy around your practice, and we don't want that. We want to make sure you have a very heightened level of attraction about your work. You're literally attracting people to you like a magnet because you're so confident and you have so much conviction in your message and the services that you offer, and you have really good marketing that draws people in magnetically. Now, let me share just a little bit about my own story in this regard. So I built a full, thriving practice in a competitive market. And when I say full and thriving, I mean I really maxed out my schedule. I could not take any more clients. I really cracked the code on marketing, and I was working 12 to 15-hour days, seeing as many people as I could personally handle in a market that was full of other practitioners, definitely, and probably one of the most saturated markets in the country, if not entire North America. Now, I did this even though I grew up with a ton of money blocks. I mean, money was always kind of a source of anxiety growing up. We really never had enough of it. I felt like the influence that was handed down for me was fueled with anxiety and scarcity and limitation in this regard. And I definitely embodied that and kind of got stuck in survival mode when I went out into the world trying to build my business. So it certainly didn't come from my upbringing where I just naturally had this blueprint for abundance and success. And on top of that, I got my bachelor's degree in religious studies. So I went the far opposite route of business and sales and marketing and things like this. I was really way more interested in spirituality and personal development. And because I grew up with a variety of just difficult emotions and blocks and struggles that I endured as a kid, I really wanted to figure my life out. I wanted to get more clear on my purpose, understand, the nature of the human mind. I really was more focused on that, and I felt like I had to go there before I could really kind of more conventionally figure out what I was going to do with my life. So I had no marketing or business background. And on top of this, I'm an introvert. I may not come across like that, but I'm definitely way more introverted than extroverted. And I know a lot of people have a hard time believing that, given how big my audience is on Facebook and just what I've been able to do in my business. But it's true nonetheless. I definitely feel more rejuvenated being by myself and having alone time. I absolutely need that in my life to feel complete and to feel energized. And, I hear this a lot from people that they're like, well, I'm an introvert. How can I go out there and market and, take all of these action steps when it just doesn't feel very natural to who I am? Well, there's a way into that that I'm very sensitive to, and I've done it myself. And a lot of the traditional hype-based marketing is certainly not going to work for you if you're an introvert. But a lot of what we want to do is just lead with value and focus on education. And what you're probably going to notice if you're an introvert is that you're actually going to attract other introverts to your work. And they're going to love you. They're going to be inspired by you, because in our society that is so externalized, a lot of introverts definitely feel disempowered, and they feel like they've kind of lost touch with their real potential. So if you're an introvert that can lead in this way, it can be a major source of inspiration to other introverts. So we could have an entire video series just on that. But I just wanted to give you a sense of my story, that I've been able to do some pretty amazing things in my business and in my private practice, in spite of having a lot of blocks growing up, and just, really just nothing in my story would have suggested I would have come to this place. So to end on a completely trite level, if I can do this, you can absolutely do this as well. That's really the gist of this. But on top of this, let's hear from a few of my clients. And the reason I want to share some of their stories with you is because I want to fill your brain and your heart with a deeply kind of clear and confident sense that you can do this. And the more inspiring examples you can see in front of you, the more it's going to put into doubt some of the naysayers and the cynics and the people out there who have maybe said to you, you know what, you can't do this, and it's impossible, it's too saturated, people don't spend money out of pocket, insurance is taking over, blah, blah, blah. We all know that stuff is out there, but let's be real. If you know how to market and you're really, really good at promotion and client retention and practice management, there's absolutely no reason you can't achieve the level of success that you want, and it's really not even that hard to do. So one of my clients, Katie, she's an acupuncturist who owns a wellness center in North Carolina. Using the formula that we've mentioned in these videos, I've given you just a taste of that. She's doubled her practice revenue in the first half of 2014 alone, and she already has a multi-six-figure practice within her first 2 years of business. So this puts to rest the notion that it's going to take you 5 years to even break even. Katie's somebody that was able to do this in just a few months. And what's funny is even though she's had such a rapid progression, she's still made a lot of mistakes, and she's still come to me and said, you know what, I should have done this differently, and oh, I wish I would have known about this. And it has not been perfect for her, but look at what massive action gets you. She's somebody that just thinks like an entrepreneur. She takes her marketing seriously. She's using Facebook advertising and her fan page really effectively. She has a good website with great content that's search engine optimized. So she knows how to get that exposure that a lot of us just are really starving for. She's done very, very well with that. Another one of my clients, Gabriel, he opened his new business in December, and he's been focusing on the best year ever material. And he's had his busiest and most profitable 2-week period ever, including from my previous practice he owned for 5 years. Even though there are snowstorms, he's still booming. And that's what I love to hear. So even in a few weeks of moving to a new town, applying this formula and really getting his marketing ramped up and his client retention, he's seen amazing results. And you can kind of feel in the way he talks about it, it's not even that hard. It hasn't even been that big of a deal. It's just like he got a few cool systems in place that clicked for him, and it ramped up his exposure, it improved his client retention, and things just started to gel in his practice much more effectively. Another one of my clients, a naturopath named Heather Eggleston, she said she has so much gratitude because she can really see how these internal shifts have created outer shifts. And on an inner level, she's identified clearly some limiting beliefs and fears, areas that drain her energy. She's used some of my guided awareness practices, and they've been fantastic for her. She's really let go of a lot of the worry and anxiety about her business and financial situation, which has really been liberating. And on an outer level, she's the busiest she's been in 2 years since starting her practice. She's reached the tipping point in the last few months to a constant practice in stage 2, where she's really maxing out her schedule. Her receptionist comment that it seems like she's always in high demand now, and she's having a lot of fun with her Facebook ads and her posts. She's halfway finished writing her ebook on immune health. She's so excited about this because she's starting to incorporate passive income streams into this busy practice, and she's so happy about all of this that she signed up for Your Best Year Ever a second time, since she loves the constant inspiration and support, and that's what she values the most. So that's a great kind of overview of how I help my clients. It's definitely both an inner process and an outer process, and we get the right systems in place and combine that with effective awareness practices, raising your level of consciousness, clearing out limiting beliefs, and you bring those inner and outer factors together, and it really accelerates your growth on so many levels. So another one of my clients who did Your Best Year Ever says he just wants to say that he's actually behind on all of the seminars. It looks like he got about 3.5 seminars in out of the eight modules there are, but the results so far have been excellent. He's on the way to 500 Facebook fans, traffic to his website has doubled, and he's at least twice as busy in his clinic. And he said that this course has been more than worth the money. So, and this is just 3 to 4 modules in. So once again, we have so many people that have had similar experiences as Neil. When they get the right inner framework in place, combine that with this practice acceleration formula, man, things just start to take off in a completely unprecedented way. So we've had literally dozens of these stories from our clients, and it's proof that if you put into action what you're going to learn in the 2015 Your Best Year Ever coaching program, then you too can build your ideal practice. And I want you to let that in. It's time for you to clear out what the naysayers have told you, the people that have not been able to succeed in practice. Let all of that go and start to infuse your mind with a much more positive, solution-oriented relationship with your practice, okay? So, phew, we've covered a lot. Now I want you to just take a couple of breaths and imagine that right now, it's the end of 2015. So visualize yourself being at the end of this coming year. And you have a full schedule of wonderful clients. You have a large audience of people who love your work. You're making a great living doing what you love. And you're a role model to so many people around you. So many of the money blocks, the financial struggles, the roller coaster ride of your practice, the groundlessness, it's cleared out, and you're just feeling more peaceful, more stable, more confident. You're attracting people effortlessly. You're helping them on a very deep level. And really take in that visualization. And now I want you to ask yourself, what would that mean for you? How important is it for you to get that in place? How would it change your life? I know for me, when I was struggling in the first couple of years to build my practice, this was the most important thing to me in the world. Because if I couldn't do this, every other aspect of my life was going to be compromised. Yet if I could, it would infuse my family life, the hobbies that I like doing, with so much more peace of mind and gratitude and just relief, right? So that's what I want to make sure happens for you. Now here's what I don't want for you. That if you and I check in a year from now, at the end of 2015, nothing has changed. You have the same struggles, the same income, the same level of stress. That you've been, basically spinning your wheels in your mind, trying to figure things out, but you haven't invested in the right support, the right training, the right guidance. And you're basically just stuck, feeling frustrated, and your quality of life is compromised. And it's basically hitting the pause button on what you want the most in your life, on what you're really meant to do here, your purpose, right? So I want to make sure that does not happen for you. So the 2015 Your Best Year Ever coaching program is the most comprehensive resource you are going to find anywhere online to reach your practice goals and to go from where you are now to where you really want to be as fast as possible. So if you thought that it was going to take you 3 to 5 years, well, I want to help you use this information to cut that down to a few weeks or months. So yes, building a business, let's be realistic, it is going to take some time, but it doesn't take nearly as long if you get the right coaching in place. That's really what good coaching does, is it expedites this process of reaching your goals. It gets you more clear on a plan, it builds your confidence, and it gives you a community of people that you can mastermind with, get support from, to go through this process together with. So I've seen firsthand how this program has transformed the lives of so many of my clients and how this has been a priceless investment in their future. And with all that's included in your best year ever, honestly, this should easily be a $2,000 program. And that's a very typical price point for a program of this magnitude, but your investment is going to be nowhere near this amount. So I've definitely kept the investment in this course low for you because I want to make sure it's accessible to anyone who's serious about their business, about their financial future. So please join us if you're motivated, if you're ready. If you want to make 2015 your best year ever, now is your time, and there's absolutely a reason why you're watching this video right now. So click the link you see on this page to learn more about the program and join our amazing community of practitioners. So this program includes 8 modules that are going to be set up for you to view anytime, 24/7, indefinitely down the road. So you can take in this information and go through this training program truthfully on your own time. You don't have to conform to a set schedule with it. You're going to have secure access to a members area to get all of the content that you need. There's also going to be a live Q&A webinar. I'm going to personally custom review your website on another live webinar where I'm going to show you exactly how you want to set up your website, what's missing on it. That alone is priceless, by the way. We've had so many clients who have just raved about that feedback and support. And as you saw in the first video, my marketing approach really centers around your website. So we do want to make sure that's set up well. And I'm going to help you personally to make sure that's the case, okay? So there's going to be 8 very content-rich modules, a live Q&A webinar, a custom review webinar, and a variety of very helpful bonuses to help you with all aspects of building a successful business. So yeah, join us. It's going to be an amazing ride. This program has literally helped hundreds and hundreds of practitioners all over the world. So now it's your turn. Click the link on this page, check out all the details of the program, and let's get this process started for you. I'm so excited to help you, and let us know if you have any questions. Other than that, thanks so much for watching this video series. I hope this series alone has given you a tremendous amount of value, and you're already getting more clear on how to make 2015 your best year ever. This is Kevin Doherty. Thanks again, and I'll be in touch soon.